Cyber Ninja Online, guys, and welcome to Plants vs. Zombies. Now, this is a game I was going to do a long time ago, but I wanted to do it under the right circumstance, and unfortunately that just didn't come up, so this is a new profile. I have another profile where I'm have a lot of things unlocked, like you can see the achievements here and stuff that I have unlocked. But yeah, this is a new profile, so there's absolutely nothing on it. As you can see, I can't get any of the mini games or anything like that. I don't have the sunflower statue, nothing like that. Let's go ahead and start the adventure here. Really don't need no introduction. Hopefully the volume's good. I mean, the music's a tad loud, but I think it'll be alright. If I find it's too loud, then I'll turn it down. This isn't going to be the most exciting playthrough, but we'll see what happens here. Usually I find something that works and I kind of just stick to it. So you'll find that I'll be doing like the same thing in upcoming games. And unfortunately, there's no fast forward button in this one. I know in Plants vs. Zombies 2 there is. Now, I've never played the second one. Well, that's a lie. I played it once on my sister's phone. Just wanted help with one level, and it was brutal. I've watched a playthrough of the second one, though. And it's vastly different than the first one. I mean, the core mechanics is still there, but a lot's changed. And arguably for the better. I mean, I like the changes I'd seen. But I mean, everyone's played the first game. If you had access to a computer, you probably played this game at one point or another. So, and it's a fun game. I mean, it's easy to play, it's mindless, and it's addictive. So I'm looking forward to this. I probably won't do any of the mini games, bonus missions, anything like that. I'll probably just play through the story for this playthrough. We'll see how it goes, though. So the first thing we got is a new plant. We got the sunflower, so it gives you additional sun. So as you can see in the first level, I didn't really explain anything. Let me backtrack a little bit. So the things I was putting down were pea shooters. That's our main line of defense. Now, as the game progresses, we'll find out that we have different kind of pea shooters and offensive plants, but ultimately you need an offensive plant, and that's the basic of basic offensive plants. This is how you make the capability to continue on with that. So as the game progresses, you'll see the sun drop from the sky, but it's not consistent and it's not the best way to do it. So the best way to do it is obviously to have something to produce that, and that's what the sunflower comes in. So you'll see the first like 3 to 4 levels are all tutorial levels. Unfortunately, you can't skip them unless you've already played the game before. So as it says here, sunflowers are an extremely important plant. They can't defend themselves, so you'll have to plant a pea shooter or anything else in front of it. But as you can see here, I'm making quick sun now, so. And all plants have a recharge time, so you can't just constantly slap down plants. You have to wait for its recharge time to finish. Find out where the first zombie is so we can throw down our first pea shooter. Now, getting a little more technical here. One pea shooter will always kill one normal zombie before it gets even close to it. Getting a little more technical, the cone heads, I believe, take 2 pea shooters before it can get close enough to do damage, and then the bucket heads take 3. But I think even then still it's kind of iffy. So normally what I like to do is just have one line of sunflowers. I know a lot of people do two lanes of sunflowers, and then you gain more sun faster and you can do crazier things. It's not a necessity, especially at this stage of the game, so we're just going to worry about collecting our sun and plotting down these pea shooters. Let's stop these zombies from, you know, getting to our lawn, because ultimately, I didn't really explain that very well either. I'm assuming everyone knows what this game is, but the main idea of the game is to stop the zombies from coming off the street and reaching your house. Now, the plants you set up are your lines of defense, so as the game progresses, you'll see we'll get more plants that do different things. But then ultimately, if they get all the way back here, you have one last line of defense, which is these lawnmowers. So if a zombie makes it here, the lawnmower will active and clear the entire row out. But then, if another zombie makes it all the way here, it can make it past the lawnmower into the house. So ultimately, you don't want the lawnmowers ever to be used, but there's some occasions where it's almost better and easier if you just kind of let the zombie hit the lawnmower so it clears the lane. It always depends on your board, what kind of luck you got, the situation you're facing, and what kind of zombies are in that lane and whatnot. So this is our first temporary plant, and this is the cherry bomb. I completely forgot to check the time. You know what? We'll just go on. This is the cherry bomb. So it blows up all zombies in an area. It's a it's our first one-time use plant. I don't really use cherry bomb that much, but obviously it's going to be in our inventory for now. So here you can see our first cone heads. So they're a little bit tougher than the regular normal zombies, but shouldn't be anything to worry about. I have no idea how I'm going to split this up too. I could do levels, which is probably what I'm going to do because, like, well, what I was thinking about doing, but I might just do acts. So I'll put all of Act 1 in one video, all of Act 2 in another, just to kind of power through this game. Because it's going to drag on if I have, like, I think it's 10 days per act, and there's 2, 3, 4, 5 acts. So you gotta think about that. It's gonna be 50 videos opposed to 5 videos. So. And like I said, it's not the most exciting game. It definitely does pick up as we progress through these levels here. I think on the next level we'll have access to all 5 lanes, and then we kind of basically have free reign to do whatever we want. So that'll be fun. But yeah, no, like I said, this is a game that I wanted to do a long time ago, and I just never got around to it. Like I said, I wanted to do it under the right circumstance, and unfortunately that circumstance just didn't come up. So I figured I needed a new game to play. I just finished Deadlight earlier today, and I thought about it, and there was one game that I was going to do before. I was going to do it after Fallout. And the reason I didn't do it after Fallout is because I got Deadbolt. So then, obviously, I played Deadbolt, and, you know. But I just tried to play it now, and it's just not going to work with the way I record. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we'll have to skip that game. I put it on the back burner, and we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, no, I was looking on the games that I already had installed, and this is still on my computer. And like I said, been wanting to do a series on this for a while, even though I'm sure like millions of people have seen millions of Plants vs. Zombies videos, and everyone's played this game and all that stuff. It's something to play for the time being. I didn't know what I wanted to play. Huge wave of zombies is approaching, and you'll find in the later stages there'll be a couple of these, so it's not always just the final wave. You'll get like big waves throughout the level, which is bittersweet. As we progress, you'll find out that we'll be collecting coins at one point, which is currency to buy stuff from Dave, which I haven't really met him yet, but we will soon. Here's our first blocker. That's the walnut. So basically, it doesn't do anything offensively, but it keeps zombies from like getting to your plants. So it takes a lot to destroy a walnut, and it's good for basically a wall. All right. And we have a full board. So you'll find here that this is where the game kind of starts to take off. Now, you always have a little bit at the beginning of the game to plant some stuff down real quick and then go from there. But it always depends on your setup and how you want to start your game and stuff. Obviously, the most important thing would be getting the sunflowers down. I am, however, going to sunflower production on hold for a second so I can drop that down just so I can get rid of that guy. Now, I'm not a super expert. I don't know how many peas it takes to kill them, but you could count them because, I mean, it's slow going, right? So. Now I just gotta get up these pea shooters, and I will be fine. The levels do get longer too, so these levels are fairly quick. They're probably about a minute or two long each. Later in the game, you'll find like levels that are about 5 minutes long and whatnot. But this is a fairly easy game. I mean, I've played through it and beat it a couple times on my main account there. And I don't expect much trouble from this game. There might be certain stages that are worse than others, but I don't see any stage being like, oh my god, I'm not going to be able to do this. There's the first cone head right up there, so I'll drop that there. I still haven't even shown off a cherry bomb yet, just because it's situational. Once I get a second row of pea shooters up, I'll show some of these new plants that we have. I should have dropped that pea shooter down there, but before I seen him come on screen, I was just in the midst of putting him there, so it's all good. He's not going to reach us in time anyways. Now, when the sun falls down from the screen, it will actually land on the ground, and you can still leave it there for a few minutes before it disappears, but there's really no point to just leave it, so I'm going to save up some sun and show you guys the cherry bomb. Now, the cherry bomb's nice because it hits a pretty big radius, so it obviously gets put in one square. As you can see, there's kind of a grid line here. So it gets put in one, and it blows anything up in the surrounding squares above it. Now, zombies can eat it, but it detonates instantly. So as long as there's not like 20 zombies there, you should be fine. Now, the walnut, you put it down, and like I said, it's a wall, so it basically stops any zombies from getting to it, but it has a slow recharge timer. The cherry bomb is actually quicker than the walnut, but not by much. So you'll see up here that these guys are gonna stop to try to munch on that. Now, it sounds like they're doing a ton of damage, and really they are because there's two of them, but it's still, if that was a regular plant, they would have killed it a long time ago. Because it's a walnut, it's going to take them a while. I'll put that there. So this is our shovel. I'm not going to use it that much. On some levels I will, but basically it just lets you dig up a plant. So instead of letting, because once you put a plant down, it's technically permanent, quote unquote. But with the shovel, it basically lets you remove plants. So greetings, neighbor. The name's Crazy Dave, but you can just call me Crazy Dave. Listen, I've got a surprise for you. First, I'll need you to clean your lawn. Use your shovel and dig up those plants. Let the digging commence. So as you see, it's that simple. Okay, goody. Now for the surprise. We're going bowling. Here, take these walnuts. Why, I'd put a walnut in your hand because I'm crazy. Now go bowl me a winner. So every 5 levels, there's always a mini game. I'm just gonna use that there. It's one of the things I did like about Plants vs. Zombies is they always switched it up. Now this mini game is pretty simple. It's bowling. So basically, you want to try to make sure you get all the zombies before they get to your lawnmowers. Now there's a conveyor belt system here. You don't have to use everything that comes off this conveyor belt. You can let it like build up if you want to save, like, let's say the exploding nuts, because obviously they're pretty valuable. I just kind of, I let it ride. This I'm going to throw there, actually. See if I get lucky. Now, also, when you get your currency in this game, if you do this and it hits, like, a certain amount of zombies, then you get a bonus coin. As you can see, it's pretty simple. Perfect. There. Now it is possible to lose on this, but as well as normal levels, I do have that backup defense of lawnmowers, so I should be alright. Want that. That'd be great right now. An Explodo nut, which You don't get in the game except for these bowling levels. Just an FYI. It's a pretty bad one. Let's go like this. Nice. Use it on him because it's going to take 2 hits to get rid of him otherwise. Right on, we got the, what is it, Sputter Mine? Potato Mine? Can't remember what it's called in this game. Potato Mine. So basically you plant it, and it takes a little bit to charge up, but once it's charged, if a zombie steps on that square, the Potato Mine blows up and it kills the zombie. It's a one-time use plant, but it's a, more permanent plant than the Cherry Bomb. Because like I said, when you put down the Cherry Bomb, it's instantaneous. With the Potato Mine, it only activates if the zombie touches it.
Zombies are coming.
Now, a good strategy for if you want to build faster, get your sunflowers up faster and whatnot, is if you have the Potato Mine, you can plant it down and just kind of let him walk towards it, because by the time he gets there, it's going to be armed, as you can see. So now I can worry about building my pea shooters all around and whatnot. I want to wait for the next zombie to pop up so I know where it's coming from. Down there. That way I don't put it on like a square up here and then I not worry, but I have to wait and, you know. Middle row. And that's the Potato Mine. I probably will only use it at the start of the level just so I can get the sunflowers up faster without having to worry about blocking the zombies with anything. Even then still, I probably won't take it on most of the other levels. So because I have that, I will do this. Because I'm not going to be able to kill him by the time he gets up here, but that will be armed by the time he does, so you know what? Might just be able to kill him before he gets up there. And if not, not a big deal. Yeah, that's fine. He would have made it to this square, and by the time he got to the pea shooter, he would have died. So I wouldn't have been in trouble if I hadn't put that down. Now these guys right here are, what are they called? I think they're called pole vault zombies. Anyways, as you can see, they run until they hit their first plant. And then the first plant they hit, they vault over that, and then after that they turn into a regular walking slow zombie. So ideally you want to put a plant in front of it so that it vaults as soon as it can, and then you don't have to worry about it running. Now it's possible to kill it before it kind of gets all the way up here, depending on the plants that you have put down, but just for the time being, I thought I'd show that mechanic and let it loose. Yeah, there's a bunch of zombies in this game, so he's on that row. So you know what? I'll do that. They're fairly weak. They're as weak as a regular zombie. So you don't have to worry too much about doing the damage you need to. You just have to make sure that they don't jump over a key plant. Like if they jumped over this first one, it would be bad because then they'd start eating this one, and if they ate that quick enough and ate that one quick enough, then I wouldn't really have the firepower in that lane that I wanted to. So. And here I'll show you that, you know, you can pretty much kill them before they get to you. Like so. Put that there to stop them, and we got the Snow Pea. Snow Pea slows down zombies, so it's good for zombies that run, such as the pole vaulting zombies and other stuff like that. It's just good to slow down a lane. I probably will be using those. all the regular zombies still. I didn't even realize that we were encountering the pole vault zombies yet. Didn't really pay attention to that over there. When you're playing New Game Plus, it will stop to show you what's coming and then give you time to pick your plants. And also, it does that in this, like, in a new game, but only after you have more than 6 plants, because then, like, you have a choice, or I was gonna say decision. You have the option to choose what plants you want to take. So.
Brains.
Go ahead and start slapping some of these guys down. So ideally, you could probably put it in the 4th row if you wanted to, or sorry, the 5th row if you want to maximize just efficiency of how fast you kill that first zombie. But I'm not an expert at this game. I just kind of play it for fun. I know there's people out there that know the craziest of combos and the most proficient or efficient setups and all this stuff. This is just here to have fun. I mean, at this point, if anyone's looking at Plants vs. Zombies videos, it's probably just to kind of watch a playthrough at this point. I don't think they'd be watching, you know, most efficient ways to do this, that, or the other. But they're out there. Now, the Snow Pea does the same amount of damage as the Pea Shooter, I'm pretty sure. It's just, like I said, it does freezing damage. So it slows the enemy zombies.